Hey there, welcome back to another video. This time around, it is my review of the 2021 anime film Belle. Now, I have to be honest, Belle was not a film that I honestly thought was going to be for me going in. I didn't really hear that much about it until I was requested to check it out. I read a synopsis, I saw the trailer, and I was kind of like, I don't know. Then I sat down and watched it, and I was, for the most part, completely mesmerized by the film. It's not a perfect film. Very few films are. I do agree that it does have some flaws, but man, the music and the visuals were so genuinely spectacular that for the most part, I think they made up for whatever issues that this film had. I thought this film was genuinely astounding, and I agree with the critics when it comes to this movie for the most part, especially when it comes to its high praise. It legitimately blew me away. It gave me chills on more than one occasion while I was watching it. And it is honestly one of the most visually impressive and beautiful anime films that I've seen in quite a long time. Now, before I get around to sharing more of my thoughts on the film, though, I would like to give a special shout out to Sean for requesting this review. And if there is another film, TV show, or topic that you would like to see me discuss in the future, feel free to donate to either my PayPal, my Patreon, or my Cash App. The links to all three are in the video description down below, and I will try to get to your requests as soon as I possibly can. Now, Belle is a film written and directed by anime filmmaker Mamoru Hosada. And he is very well known when it comes to anime fans. He did a lot of films that are very critically acclaimed and beloved by fans of anime. Wolf Children is probably one of the biggest ones for him, as well as Mirai. Now, I haven't seen Mirai and I haven't seen Wolf Children yet or Summer Wars, so I can't really say a whole lot anything about those movies. But if those films are anywhere near as visually brilliant as this movie is, and well written for the most part. Yeah, they're definitely something. They're definitely films that I would like to check out sometime in the future. The direction by Hosada is just unbelievable in this. It's a movie that has a lot of stuff going on visually. There's an entire series of sequences that takes place inside of a virtual world. So there's a lot of stuff that's popping up on the screen, and just so many different types of animation, so many different styles, and it never clashes. It all feels very natural, and it blends very easily. The sequences that have to deal with action or sequences that are really just more of a expression of emotion, whether it's love or it's frustration or um, sadness, are all shot or, well, in this case, framed in a way that really provides maximum effectiveness. And just the way that he utilizes the camera and the movement is just something that is a sight to behold within the realm of animation. It's very fluid. The animation never really feels like it's clunky or it's jagged or it's jarring in any way. Uh, this is definitely one of those movies that I think is a showcase for the beauty, the splendor, and the uniqueness of anime and just animation in general when it comes to how a director can utilize the realm of animation to create landscapes and shots and perspectives that can genuinely blow your mind. And also the way that he is able to immerse the audience inside the world of You and inside just the film in general is admirable. So, yeah, I cannot say nearly enough praises for Hosada's direction in this. The screenplay, I think, is better than some people make it out to be. Uh, I guess it might be because of the fact that he wrote other critically acclaimed anime films before this that had more clear instances of deeper themes and social commentary and characters who have uh, deeper arcs for them. So I think maybe that might be why some people are disappointed or let down by the script. I can't really say the same. I feel that the script, for the most part, other than maybe a few things here and there, I honestly feel it was a really good screenplay. It was a good story. It was a nice and fun and fairly inventive and creative take on Beauty and the Beast, but with elements of cyberpunk. Maybe not cyberpunk, but it's like a technological take on it. With things, the story for the most part taking place inside of a virtual world. And one thing I think the script does a genuinely remarkable job of doing is really providing a lot of backstory and depth and a genuine connection with the film's lead in Suzu. And I think that's where the majority of the focus is when it comes to the characterization. And I think some people think it's a weak script because the other characters don't have as much characterization, and I respectfully disagree. I think this was a choice that was done by design. I think Hosada wanted to focus the most on fleshing out her character and showing the contrast between her normal life as a high school student and her life as this larger than life popular singer in the world of You, her avatar, and also to connect the avatar directly to her and her personality and her backstory, and to also make her actions throughout the story make more sense in terms of why she connects with the beast, why she falls for him, why she cares about him so much, and why she's willing to risk everything in order to save him. Because it's something that she can connect with, but not necessarily in the exact same way. She's just somebody that has had a lot of pain in her life. And so when she sees somebody who's vulnerable in that kind of way, she wants to protect them. She wants to help them. And throughout the story, she gains confidence and the courage to actually be able to uh, uh, do so. Like she's had those thoughts. She wants to help, but she's shy and she doesn't want uh, um, to risk things. She doesn't want to go too far outside her comfort zone. But as the story progresses, she changes more and more as a character, and actually becomes willing to sacrifice her entire avatar and reveal herself to everybody in order to help the beast, who it turns out to be a child around her age who's being abused by his father. And I know that there's a lot of people who don't like how the Beauty and the Beast stuff is incorporated. I disagree. I think it's incorporated in a way that's rather fresh and interesting, and doesn't feel like it's just the same stale old version of that story. And I also don't necessarily have as much of a problem with the ending that other people do. When Suzu winds up going to find you know, K, you know, his home, so she can help him and his little brother, and stop their father from abusing them. And she actually winds up getting cut in the face by her father. I mean, by the father, not her father. Her father's a nice guy, but she's distant from him because of, you know, things that are going on in her life. And also because of the fact that she lost her mother. And so that's another reason why she's so distant, why she's shy, why she doesn't sing anymore, outside of the realm of you. The fact that she goes on this journey. She goes to help this kid and his brother, and she's willing to stand up for them and protect them, and take a hit from their father. It to me, it's another extension of this character's growth. And yes, I can see why some people would look at it as being a problem if this was a real story, but it's a work of fiction, so I don't necessarily have as much of a problem with the incredulity of her going on this journey and her father letting her go all this way, and then her taking a scratch to the face from Kai's father, and then the father relenting, and then so on and so forth. A lot of people are thinking that it should be more realistic for some reason, instead of being more of a visual thing, in terms of her standing up for what's right, and doing her part to help Kai and his brother, and to also in a way uh, be willing to do more than she's ever done before, be willing to be like her mother and risk her life, and risk her body to save someone else, because that's how her mother died. Her mother died trying to save a child from drowning in a river. And so here it's an extension of that, where she is uh, now learning to be selfless in the same way that her mother was. So I think it was more of a visual thing that the writer was going for. And people are like, she should have just called CPS. She just should have called the police. She should have done this. Her father should have gone with her, and her father should have been the one to stop the guy. And then that's how she is able to reconnect with her father. And I see people's perspective there, but I don't think it would have been as strong visually. And I think that is really what Hosada was trying to do with this. I think that's what his intent was. And I don't really have as much of a problem with it as other people do. I don't really have a problem with the lack of character development of other characters either, like uh, um, Hiro Chan, or Shinobu, or Kamishin, or Ruka. Like, I'm fine with the development that you get in terms of their a connection with Suzu, and how they help her along the way. Like, I'm fine with that. I don't really have a problem with them not having a ton of character depth, because that allows the film to have more scenes within the realm of you, more scenes with Belle, more scenes with the beast, the dragon. And I think the more scenes you have in the world of you, the better off the film is. The more immersive, the more interesting, the more compelling the overall story uh, turns out to be. I don't find it to be anywhere near as compelling when it's just being a teen soap drama, basically. Although I still think it's effective though because of how well Suzu is written as a character. One thing I do wish that Hosada put in the script, though, is the precise reason why she can't sing anymore. You put it together at a certain point while you're watching the movie that it's it's something that ties back to her mother dying, and I think that it should have been less vague though, and I think they actually, I keep saying they, because I'm so used to there being more than one writer when I'm talking about movies. But I think that Hosada should have considered showing Suzu have this really great skill when it comes to her voice, when it comes to her singing. And then when her mom dies and all this other stuff happens, then she loses her voice. So that when she does get the courage to sing again, in order to help Kai and his or K. I keep saying Kai, but I think it's K. Um, to help K, then I think that that would have been an even more powerful moment than it already was in the film. Also, I do agree with some people when it says when they also I do agree with some critics when they're talking about the fact that they wish that the script explained some of the tech more in terms of you and how it works and its creation and so on and so forth and the dynamics inside of you and the politics of it and so on and so forth. And I get that. I would have been fine if there was a little bit more information, a little bit more depth when it comes to the realm of you, but it's not something that, to me, though, that is a deal breaker. And it's also not something to me that makes it a bad script or a poor script or it makes the film bad because it doesn't provide that. Because I think there's enough that you understand how it works. And that honestly is fine with me. So, yeah, I legitimately liked this script for the most part. I really liked how it handled the arc of Suzu. How she started off one way, and then by the end of the story, she has found a way to make peace with her mother and get over her death in the best way that she can. And then on top of that, you know, be willing to be open to a relationship with her crush and Shinobu, and then also have the confidence in her self to be more like Belle, to be outgoing, to be willing to share her voice and to not necessarily have to hide behind this avatar anymore. She's got her voice back, and so now she's going to be the lead in some upcoming play or choir concert, and she's going to sing lead vocal, and I really like her story, and I think that is in a large part why I really liked the movie because I liked Suzu as a character. I connected with her and I really liked her journey of self discovery within this colorful and visually uh, stunning world of you. The film also features editing by Shigeru Nishiyama, and I think the editing is excellent. I think he did a really wonderful job, a really good job editing this movie. This is a film that has a lot of different stuff happening on screen at once, a lot of different types of camera movements, some that can be quite wild. There's also a lot of things about it where you could go and uh, really get lost as an editor and get overwhelmed by what you're working with. And that never really happened, though, with the editing for Belle. The editing, though, was really tight, it was very sound, despite how genuinely crazy this film can get at points with its different kind of camera angles, with just the multitude of different characters and different avatars that are on screen at the same time. So it's something that definitely could have been genuinely hampered overall by lesser editing, and Belle did not feature that at all because Nishiyama did a incredible job. The film also features, in my opinion, some equally as incredible animation in general. The animation in this is amazing. The attention to detail, the style, the flair of it, it's got its own style and look to it that is all its own and is honestly just breathtaking to look at on more than one occasion. And then you have the music, which the music is a major component of this film's success and why I really liked it as much as I did. Because in a lot of ways, Belle is a musical. And the songs in this film and the instrumentals are just unbelievable. Like, they are not only catchy and memorable, but they really are able to tap into a multitude of emotions uh, just on their own. And it just leads to just some absolutely jaw-dropping sequences throughout the film because of just how amazing and genuinely astounding the music is. And I definitely have to give a ton of credit to Tasai Iwasaki and Ludwig Forsell and Yuta Brando and Miyosaki for their work on this film when it comes to the music. But I also have to give a ton of credit to Kylie McNeill, who not only voiced the character of Suzu in the American edit, the American dub, the English dub, but she also sang, and her vocals are on a another level. Like, her vocals are just phenomenal, and apparently, I think this was like her first time doing something like this, and I'm just blown away. I'm like, really? She sounds like she's a multi-year professional when it comes to her vocal work in this. Just a genuine natural talent. And, since I mentioned Kylie McNeill, I might as well start talking about the voiceover cast. So you have Kylie McNeill, who was the English voiceover artist for Suzu and Belle, and I thought she did a great job playing both roles, playing Suzu and Belle, and giving both of those characters their own personalities and charm and quirks, and also just providing a good amount of nuance to them. And her vocals are just incredible. And The rest of the cast is good too. I mean, Paul Castro Jr. as Dragon and Kai, and uh, Bentley Griffin, who voices Tomo and Angel, and Jessica DiCicco, who voices Suzu's best friend, Hiro Chan. I would have to say that Jessica was the other actress who I probably would point out to being the one that stood out the most out of the rest of the voice cast next to Kylie McNeill. She was a lot of fun in this, and she had some really good comic timing. Uh, Ben Lepley voiced Suzu's father, and he was fine. Manny Jacinto voices Shinobu, and he did some good work in it, as did Brandon Engman, who voiced Kamishine, and Hunter Schaefer, who voiced Ruka, and even other people like Justin, who voiced the leader of the Justices. Uh, uh, well, I mean Chase, and even other people like Chase Crawford, who voiced Justin, the leader of the Justices. But it is definitely Kylie McNeil's show for sure, and she just performs beyond admirably. I didn't really listen to the Japanese version, but I'm pretty sure it's great. I'm pretty sure the voiceover work from the Japanese cast is also really good. And overall, like I do think that it's a bit long. Like I think some things could have been trimmed a little bit. Uh, but it's still not something that I think is affected too much in terms of the pacing. I still was relatively compelled and drawn into the story and drawn into the world enough that I didn't find it to be tedious or boring or dull like other people do, apparently. Um, but I definitely feel this is a film where if you don't really get that connected to Suzu as a character, and the style of it, the music isn't something that gets you enamored enough, I think it is something that might kind of fall flat for you. But if you are able to connect with Suzu and Belle, and you are able to be drawn in and get mesmerized by the visuals and the sound, I think it definitely creates an experience that is genuinely incredible and quite unique. But that's just my thoughts on Belle. And as always, thanks for watching, and I will see you later. See ya.